Internet problem.
And let's use Smile, let's use MTN, let's use different MTN.
This same internet thing, we asked him yesterday when we called. He promised he was going to use his Wi-Fi. We have
everybody has internet.
We asked every question.
You are too quiet.
He said, okay, you can use your Wi-Fi, fine. What else?
Bro, there are a lot of things involved here.
I don't trust him. International thing. See, look at those guys I've seen there. That guy is from Netherlands. This one is from Ghana. This other one is from this one is from India. And then all of them are there. Look at them, they are there waiting for us.
Do you want internet from anybody, or you can't keep quiet now? We need you to talk because everybody's not using you. We need you to talk. Let us know what is asking.
Is it better?
Check it on. You can check it on TV.
And then we just connect But the problem, we might not be able to connect soon, right?
No, this is Zoom.
This is Zoom, right? We have tripod now. Should we tripod phone here?
Phone holder. Wait. I get this phone holder for car.
No, we will. Let me bring it out. Just bring it.
Sorry.
Your service might not unlock. And the quality is very low. How do you expect us to stream this?
See, Tori Tabuko. You're pro lórí system.
For YouTube, Abi?
Yes, now.
No, go to your settings and set up the same.
Just put it on.
Lọ́la torí tab. Ah.
Okay, how far? How is it now? No, better. Check audio, please. Eh? Oh, yeah, record. Can we start? Pan camera. How far? All phones on silent, please.
It's not working.
Okay, you. Mike, Abi. Méjì lára àwọn àmì ìfọ́nmà
Is this one I showed you to Steven now? This phone. Just put it up. Connect to this camera.
Kán lọ switch ẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wọn
They
lọ́nà.
will switch it there. Switch now. Switch need there. They say you should spotlight them.
Spotlight them.
They say you should spotlight them. That pound connect. You go for something.
What is the logo lotion?
All these things mean life.
No, just professional.
This
I
one.
don't really highlight for Zoom there and I do like. You never highlight the show.
So you want to go hold on by your video. Come on. Oh, yeah, start your video.
Yeah, on now.
Yeah, sorry.
Go click.
Meet audio. Meet audio. Just for now, so we are ready to kick off.
Bọ̀bọ̀ ìfà ojú wálẹ̀.
part of the world you are, but right here in Africa, Nigeria, Africa, it's an afternoon. It's 12 p.m. already. And here we have the very first, when I say first in Africa, talking about Farm Connect Agribusiness Nigeria Limited. When I say first, I mean first, we're different in the way we're doing our own things here in Nigeria, Africa. We're very different in the sense that we're just not doing farming, we're making people to get involved in farming, and also making sure even while you are sitting at home, you can still farm.
I don't take it for
while you are
I
driving
about
to farm, because definitely, obviously, we'll be sending your money on errands, and not just your money, we'll also monitor it for you as it is being done. Anyway, this afternoon, wherever you're watching us all over the world, you will be learning a lot. You will be gaining a lot. And I'm assuring you that once you put your money into this, you will not regret for once. Yesterday was just, it's a 2-day event. Yesterday was very wonderful. We were live at Osun State, where we have our farm land here, popularly called Wasen, where we had the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture came down with his friend, Honorable Yomila Wal for Youth and Sports, to unveil a lot of things there that, if I start to mention, might even get into our
Somebody
time.
asked me if I come back to live, will I
forget about the tomato, which is
come back to live? Will I
been taken by everybody, because nobody,
I wanted to say,
be a vegetarian, be somebody that likes eating a lot of meat, would definitely like to much, especially if you're a fan of small chops, talking about the likes of, what's this called, with chips. Definitely you have tomato added to it. All right, this afternoon conference is a lot.
Whether you are doing something or you are doing nothing, life will still beat you.
I'll be bringing in.
So why would it beat you without giving you something?
Before then, why this conference? Maximizing Africa's agricultural potential through agricultural real estate. Yes. Agricultural is a system of collective farming where individuals with common interests collaborate towards large-scale commercial agriculture, beg your pardon, which would otherwise have been impossible for each of individual alone. This facility leverages technologies and methodologies as well as cost benefits. Maximization resulting in better yield and profitability. Profitability. You heard what I said. Profitability. Agricultural real estate is not a new idea, of course. It is age-long, but just being recalled to our consciousness. According to Farm Connect, agricultural real estate has 8 main elements: commercial scale of production, scalability, system-driven, collective, funding, regulation, unified management, high yield and security. High yield and security, because security all over the world now is very essential. Running this model will have tremendous benefits, some of which include, but not limited to glamour, high yield, efficiency, food security, economic impact, and finance. So not everyone should be farming. Like I said earlier, not everyone.
The website was
well, I'm not made to farm, but every money can farm. We are not all made to farm. Some of us are made to talk, some of us are made to play football. Not everybody can be Ronaldo, but we can put our money into farming. Therefore, other professionals can concentrate on building their careers, respective industries, while contributing to food security and nation building through agricultural real estate and making money doing so. This is not just a business, it is a nation building. Hence, the reason for this. Now, like I said earlier, that everybody has their own talent. Everybody has what they do best. You have, like I said earlier, we have Ronaldo, Messi, and everybody watches football. One way or the other contribute to the football. And also we have the movie, the likes of Nicolas Cage, John Travolta. Everybody has their own way. Talking about news, we have a lot of people talking about
Personal? Okay, if you can you hear me, sir?
His microphone is on. Tell him to unmute.
Please unmute your microphone so that we can hear you, Mr. Arnold.
Yeah.
Okay, you are live now. I'm going to come back to you. Mr. Arnold, can you hear me? Okay, please hold on for a while. I'm going to get back to you. Please hold on. I'm going to get back to you in a moment. Now I have to take Mr. Dafoe, security, Mr. Oluwatosin Ogunshige. You've been into. Okay. Thank you very much. We are currently taking a panel discussion on inputs of stakeholders and benefits of their services to the overall project. I mean, to the overall Big City project. Right now, Mr. Aziz Oluwole, the founder of Farm Connect, can you tell the whole world what role has Farm Connect been playing in this Wave 6 project?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sherman. You see, everything, the job, having its own awesomeness, has to be held together by one thing. Farm Connect is the glue that glues all of these beautiful companies together. The architectural company that looked into our map, our survey plan, and say, okay, this is where A should be, this is where B should be, this is how it should look like. Focal Point didn't do only architectural work. Land preparation. I wonder why the company is being conservative. They've done beyond that. That's what Focal Point is doing. Now, when Greenspan built the greenhouses, when AgriSys designed the greenhouses, when after we manufactured it, it got to the ground, we received it, handed it over to Focal Point. Focal Point turned it into a house that it is. When Focal Point finished turning it into a house, then we can see what's happening there remotely so that our investor can from the app. Okay. So Focal comes in trying to put the we have Faja, we have Samsung, so we are the nexus. Everybody, because there's some pictures that has been going viral on social media that I've seen. Can't do that number that this particular one that I saw that young boy was skinny, he's hungry, and behind him is a vulture behind him. And I was wondering why is this young boy like I know I'm old and you're lying, it's hunger. And when there is hunger in the country, when there's hunger anywhere in the world, I'm telling you, things will definitely not go the way it's supposed to go. In a couple of moments, we'll definitely be having, like Mr. Shegun said, we'll be having the next panel to come up, and definitely, I'm assuring you that you will definitely enjoy them. But before then, a lot of people, a lot of complaints, a lot of insurance complaints, about Central Bank, Leadway, when I talk about Leadway, Bank, insurance companies, selling also, Naive also, a lot of them will definitely be coming up. But before then, how are you adding to the community? How are you adding to the world? How are you giving back to what you've been blessed with? Yes, not everybody is opportune to be like Dangote. It's not everybody is opportune to be like Yotebela of our life. Not everybody likes Bill Gates. Not everybody like Mark Dubai. It's not everybody. But you can be like Mr. Oluwole, and he's not a very selfish man as far as I'm concerned. Because he decides to like, okay, wherever you are in the world, anything about a drink. And a lot of things. There's nothing that's not when it comes to food. When it comes to food, it's not about any pastry. Anything you want to eat comes from the land. Let's talk about the popular ones in our own country, Nigeria. In every house, in every house, at least in a day, you must eat rice. For example, the recent news that was all over the country, I heard about the rice has been given as palliative to the country. When you talk about rice, corn, rice alone, it has to come with sauce, rice of tomatoes, rice of green pepper, red pepper. Why not there's no yellow pepper? No yellow pepper? Just give it about it. It's like yellow pepper. Alright, if you're just joining us, or live on YouTube, you're joining us here on Zoom also. Very easy to connect with us. Alright, we'll be definitely moving ahead. Right about now we're supposed to do a musical break, but because of time, I will not take pretty much of a musical. That's a good English saying that pretty much I'm supposed to too much because we're in Africa and if you don't forget, we're still the giant of Africa. Nigeria was still the giant of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please be best in agriculture. Alright, right about now we'll be going for musical break. I'll be bringing up, I won't bring it up, but definitely you hear music. I love it. The video, I love it. Recently the video made us proud because we won an award. We went to say we won an award, and Black Africa.
I believe in Nigeria. I believe last time we've done. Yes, I know we can build up paradise. I believe in you, stay. Should we find our goals? Agriculture needs united respect. Preaching the goodness with integrity. Agriculture needs united respect. Preaching the goodness with integrity. Let's make up our land with this fruitfulness. The land is green, we come back to the farmlands. The land is green, we build the nation, we will spread to the coast. The land is green, yes, the land is green. Agriculture is united respect. Preaching the goodness with integrity. Agriculture is united respect. Preaching the goodness with integrity. Oh man, damn bitchy and the cousin. Oh man, damn mother, oh the yeah, agriculture, gently, lifetime man and family. Draw China, same thing in the Faka, and their funding. Or come on, Nigeria, if you get what you make, national culture, but the best.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure you enjoyed that video by Leke. He believes in Nigeria, he believes in culture, and not just Nigeria, all over the world, agriculture. Be you white, be you pink, is that pink human being? There's no pink human being, be very white human being. Everybody definitely deal in agriculture. Any country that does not attend to agriculture, definitely the country will go on hunger. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first section which was very fantastic. Security is also very important. We talk about security from that young man that was supposed to be an accountant. An accountant, I'm sure we are doing a lot of debt. That's why he's counting money, speaking about security and what we're going to do. I'll be bringing up stage right now to complete this next section. Well, I used to tell people that there's always a visionaire. Somebody has to dream, somebody has to have a vision. Other people will definitely support it because we don't have the vision, people are not going to know what they achieve. Right about now, I'm going to bring the vision. Now, this is very important right here. The reason why we're talking about Farm Connect agribusiness in Nigeria, I'm going to bring the very vision. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you have the notice, yes, you can clap while you're seated. Just welcome Mr. Thank you very much, Mr. Okay, thank you very much for the privilege of having to moderate this session. I have here in this panel for gentlemen, the topic we'll be discussing here is input supply and organic farming. Input supply and organic farming. I would want to, apart from Mr. Nikodo, I would like all of you to kindly introduce yourself, and I'll give an opportunity for Nico to also introduce himself. So I want to start from gentleman just close to me to start with. Could you please let know who you are and what your organization is into quickly? And after that, immediately you just speak, and immediately you speak, and I'll give an opportunity to Mr. Nico to introduce himself over the interview. Thank you very much.
My name is Clement Bajamarufu. I'm the CEO of Tech. We manufacture agrochemicals in support of our local farmers to increase yield, prevent loss, and to reduce ahead of value chain.
Okay,
thank you very much. I am Imalaji Olan, the business development lead of the business for Ignitia in Nigeria and West Africa. Ignitia is a weather forecasting company, and we are the world's first weather forecasting company in the tropics. We have been doing this since the company launched in 2010, it got commercialized 5 years ago. What basically we do is to provide reliable weather information for our businesses and smallholder farmers to mitigate risk, which enables them to increase their yield and improve their livelihood.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm Thomas Johnson of Berlin. Same Venezuelan founder of the Republic of UK. First, we are into tissue culture, trying to breed seeds to ensure that farmers get the best seeds. Then secondly, we are into machine learning and artificial intelligence for agriculture, using things like soilless farming to ensure we can produce all year round. Then we also help the farmers by using what we call blockchain technology so that we can track their input and their output from source to whenever it is we need to get to. Essentially.
Thank you very much. I also have Mr. Nico from the Netherlands. He's on standby. Mr. Nico, if you can hear me, I would like you to kindly introduce you to your company. Thank you very much.
And the mechanics of how Profita works. So Profita is actually quite a young company. Technically spoken, it is fashion. You can say over 50 years of experience in the international seed trade. We have all been working for large companies, but we found knowledge, and that's actually the point that we took the decision to start a company called Profita and make knowledge and good seeds available for tropical Africa. Basically, you can say that Profita is focused on producing vegetables in a successful way, and therefore we have made a philosophy that is founded on 4 pillars. One of them is the supply of good seeds. Secondly, we provide knowledge in training programs and all kind of things. Thirdly, we provide knowledge of fertilization, crop protection, and bush management. And the fourth thing is that we supply smart farming. And you must see this not only as separate items, but it is all connected. So the 4 pillars work together. We have seeds, we have knowledge, we have training programs, and we have smart farming, and all together they give the right output to the grower. Therefore, we do not sell seeds alone. If you buy the seeds, you get the knowledge and you get the smart farming included. And that's why we work over Africa quite successfully, and that's the only way we work. So in a nutshell, Profita is focused on supply of good seeds, knowledge, and smart farming, and we guide the grower from nursery till harvest. And actually, we also pay attention to the you can say the outer infrastructure of the crop itself. So also we pay attention on layout of the greenhouse, choice of substrate or soil or whatever medium. People can ask us about what type of fertilization methods you should use or what kind of irrigation method you should use. Anything that has to do with growing vegetables from nursery till harvest is under our guidance. Yeah, I can give an example of what we do, but maybe that is not what you're waiting for now. Maybe it's better to get some questions or...
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nico. Really appreciate that. I had a question for Mr. Samson Obole. Because this one that you are talking soilless. I'm thinking that maybe you plant the sky. Would you like to enlighten people a little bit more about how hydroponics work and what you do when you talk about soilless farming?
Yes, thank you. So basically it's about understanding first what is the function of soil. Because once you understand the function of a thing, it is easy now to replace the function with another thing. So basically soil has three functions. First is to act as what we call an anchor to support the plant while growing. The second function of soil is to help in water retention, to hold water. The third function of soil is to help in aeration. Now, for this to make sense to the audience, remember why in primary school or secondary school you were taught three types of soil. That there is sandy soil, loamy soil, and clay soil. And you were told that we should use loamy soil to plant, but you were not told why. Now, if you look at the three characteristics I gave, if we judge based on sandy soil cannot support a plant root properly. Sandy soil cannot hold water, but it will allow air. Hence, we don't use sandy soil to grow. Now, when you take clay soil will hold water, will anchor the plant, but will not allow air. So we don't use that. Now, when it comes to loamy soil can perform these three functions. Hence, use loamy soil to grow. So what we are doing is, since we understand the function of soil, we ask ourselves, what else can play these three functions but is not soil? Luckily in Nigeria we have too many materials we can use. We can use foam, we can use rice hull, we can use coconut coir, we can use ordinary water, and we can use air. So depending on the kind of crop we now want to grow, we determine the best suitable substrate to use to grow the plant. So usually when you go online and search soilless farming, you will hear terms like aeroponics. So aeroponics means the plant is growing in the air. Now we use that more for tuber crops. So for example, last year or last 2 years, there was this contract by the federal government saying we should produce 9 million seed yams. So the whole of these seed yams are grown in the air. Now, the question before you already asked is, Nigeria has enough land, why go soilless?
The question just came in. I just noted the question.
So, Nigeria has enough land, why grow soilless? And the answer I give to people is, Nigeria has enough land, but we do not have enough fertile land.
Thank you.
Two distinct things. As of 1989, there was a job carried out by Professor Agboola in University of Ilorin, and he realized that as of 1989, less than 49% of our soil was fertile enough for growing. I am sure it's worse now. Now, that is on one part. Number two, when you come to this South-South region, you realize that we are suffering from what we call coastal encroachment, where rainfall. The water is taking over the land. You go to the north, we have what we call desertification. We are also losing land in the north. You come towards the Niger Delta region, we have oil spillage. We are losing land. Then go to the Benue region, we have pockets of crisis, we are losing land. Now, despite all of these, there is the push for civilization. What does civilization mean? We need to encroach more land to build more houses, build industry. So we need to drive the farmers further and further away. Add to that the reality that we have the best roads in the world. Yeah. So as you push the farmers away, they have to open new territories. Now, for them to bring their food stock to the farm is an issue. Now, there is only one way to circumvent all of this. We must have farms that are smart enough to stay within the city, that they can compete with. Because, for example, if I buy a land in Ikoyi and tell you I want to farm, I'm sure the first thing people will gather and start praying on my behalf. Why? You are having a land in a high-end area. Why would you turn it into a farm that is in good for the poor?
Maybe you go for deliverance.
Go for deliverance. But if I have a land in Ikoyi, so, and I am practicing vertical farming, just one plot. If I have 6 levels of plant growing, my one plot has become 1 acre. I take it up to 15 levels of plant growing, it has become 1 hectare. So I can do so much
without having to depend on seasons. Let me just put it in the simplest form. The reason food is expensive is because of weather. I ask people, there are times in the year in Nigeria where tomatoes becomes very cheap. There are times maize becomes extremely cheap. Now, imagine the cheapest a crop can be in a year. If we can grow the crop without depending on the weather, the cheapest that crop can be becomes the regular price of that crop year round. And as more people come into it, you realize that the price of food drops. How do we define poverty? You can't eat. That's the basics. We define poverty with you can't eat. So if we can eat, automatically we conquer poverty. Show me a poor country, I will show you a country where majority of the people in the country are farmers and they are poor. So if you help the farmers, more people will become richer. So once you can help the farmers overcome poverty, majority of the guys in that sector become rich, where majority are women. Majority, of course, now we're trying to beg youth to come in. And I tell people this, sorry I've digressed a bit. You don't beg youth to come into agriculture. We did not beg youth to go into oil and gas. When oil and gas started paying people salary and they were having a good life, everybody wanted to become oil engineer. So if you see 10, 15 farmers driving good cars, you don't need any butcher. On your own, the Lord will speak to you. If he doesn't speak, he will call you and say, I'm coming to become a farmer. So until we bring in tech-based agriculture, soilless farming, where we can farm without having to depend on weather, where the farmer is not the SI unit for poverty and debt and predict and say, okay, by next 3 months or next 5 years, I am going to get to this level, I'm going to specialize and become a surgeon. In 30 years, I'm going to become this. When it comes to agriculture, there is no career path. Because you don't even know what would happen next. You just need one policy to realize you are out of the game. Or one bad rainy season period to realize everything is ruined. But with soilless farming, we want to give control to the farmer. We want you to be able to say, plants are living things. One of the characteristics of living things is that they can talk. When we say talk, it's not like about speech. They can communicate. Now, the plant wants to talk, but the farmers cannot listen because there is no communication. He doesn't even understand what the plant is saying. So, until the plant is dying before the farmer knows there is something wrong, communication. Ensure a way that we can produce that is clean, not season dependent, so that then we take advantage of the vertical space, reduce the use of inputs. More production does not need more fertilizer. It requires proper application of fertilizer. Let me just give you for example. To grow a single tomato plant requires about 1.6 liters of water per day. Now you hear a lot of people say things like, oh, I tried greenhouse farming and failed. You failed because you were supplying water. What if the water was not enough? Or what if it is too much? Because it's like a human being, the fact that you put food on my plate, I remember there are some of my friends that don't go to visit. You go to their house, breakfast is 2 biscuits. So Jenny, sorry. Is that food? So there are some of my friends, but in their mind, they are given something food. When I say biscuit, not better biscuit, so just stick or just and they are happy. Now, when we look at plants, the fact that plants ate 2 grams of nutrients with water does not mean plants do need the same thing. Just that we are both tomatoes does not mean we require the same thing per time. Now, this is what we are trying to correct under soilless farming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Franklin. That was really eye-opening. We opened a question, 2 questions. The first question is going to Mr. Olade. You mentioned weather, dependence on weather. So we ask, I grew up with this mindset. You pray for weather. I remember when I was in the Armed Forces, and there's some of the time we were deployed for some exercises, and I look up to know whether there's star in the night, whether there's going to rain or not. Because when it rains when you're in the field, oh my God, don't like it. You need to have a grasp of your weather. You need to have, because not everything can also be growing in the controlled environment. Farm Connect is a controlled environment. And this Farm Connect is going to be planting wabungo apple, for example, and some other avocados and all those things. And so many other things that we might not want to grow in the greenhouse. We need to still have a structure of what the weather is saying. So, Ignitia, you've done a lot. You have high level of accuracy in the weather. Why do you think that's right? Let people know. And they will not think you're just a kind waster or Why you beggar in the hand of God? I will go to my village, I will call the people that will call the village, they bring it down, and I will become a job. Can you enlighten us a little bit how weather and agriculture in some of the things you are asking?
Thank you very much. I'll start from where you start, that we have to praise God. And I have heard this countless times, especially in the northern part of Nigeria and Ghana. They will tell you God is the harvest of rain. It's only God that controls weather. But I make bold that while I believe that God can do that, you as an individual, as an agri-business decision maker, and as a farmer, should know how your weather is. Now we are talking about climate change and effects, global warming and water warming. One of the effects is that the production season that we used to have is not what we have anymore. Aside that, the production months keeps increasing, and the population keeps increasing. We need to get smart with how we do our planting. How weather plays a major role is that, take for instance, earlier this year, some rice farmers went to their fields to plant. They planted earlier because they had very rainfall. They hoped they had sufficient rainfall for their crops to be established, and they were wrong. Because they had to do everything all over again without testing, because it was not the onset of rainfall after that. If they knew how the weather would play out, they wouldn't have gone ahead to plant by the time they planted. They would have waited for rain to fully establish before they go to their planting. And this is how weather plays a major role. It's like you have an eye. Now, you as a smallholder farmer, what Indonesia does is that Indonesia gives you tools. Like you have your cutlasses and hoes for our smallholder farmers, like you have your broom and every other tool that you need as a key decision maker in your office to make your decision. The information goes to the smallholder farmers in form of an SMS. So it gets delivered to your mobile phone. No matter how basic your phone is as a smallholder farmer, no matter how remote your area is, you get the SMS.
That would be very expensive.
How do we do this? I will come to that. Thank you very much. How do we do this?
I need to mention the price. Let them know how small it is.
Very, very minor. It is just $5 for the entire production season, 9 months. For a smallholder farmer, all you need to do, exactly, less than, thank you very much, less than 2,500. This is what you can spend on buying chemicals.
With the coming of integration of irrigation system, it's coming like a package to the farmer. The satellite imagery system, the EO system, the weather system comes like a package and then spread. Like the farmer would have needed to use the solution, would have needed 6 million. We're breaking it down to a 2 or 3 million for the whole season. And that takes care of even the weather.
Let me quickly take you up on that. Considering the value and then the price that farmer has paid. Indonesia invested 20 million into research before we developed the weather. It took the intervention of the NASA and US science to develop a model that is tailor-made for the tropical part of the world. And because Indonesia mitigated by the use of I would say minimum of 8 in comparison to 39% global model. And we have been told we have